Good morning, this is Gary Pistardi with T3 updating you on the newly designated Tropical Depression 9, which is formed right here just southwest of Jamaica. The center of circulation is pinpointed right there within this broader area of convection that you were seeing fire over the Western Caribbean. This system is projected to track northwest over the next several days over potentially the western edge of Cuba and then emerge into the Gulf of Mexico. And you can see this depicted by the official National Hurricane Center forecast track. Over the next 48 hours, the system will steadily intensify, and then once it reaches the Gulf of Mexico, this area is very, very ripe for significant intensification of any tropical system that enters in there. High ocean temperatures, very low wind shear, very moist environment. And unfortunately, this is something that this area right in here is not unaccustomed to. There was 3 hurricanes that made landfall along the coast of Louisiana last year, 2 of them major hurricanes, and unfortunately it looks like another hurricane is eyeing up this area for later this weekend. If we go to the Weather Prediction Center official rainfall projections, days 1 through 7, this is more in the 4 to 7 day time frame. You can see a bullseye of 15 to 20 inches of rain right over southern central Louisiana, widespread areas of 7 to 15 inches of rain. This will be a very significant weather situation for eastern Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and up through the Mississippi River Valley. If you have commercial or personal interests in this area, it's time to begin making preparations for a potentially major hurricane coming towards the central Gulf Coast. Again, this is an area that is used to something like this, unfortunately. So if you're a turf manager, if you're a superintendent of a golf course, think of the storms you saw last year in this area: Laura, Delta, Zeta, and prepare for impacts similar to those, especially across Louisiana, Mississippi, and eastern Texas. And if we go to the T3 official impact forecast, areas in red, here's the highest chance of landfall later Sunday into Monday. The areas in yellow, you still need to have your guard up, but it looks like the focus is being narrowed into the Houston to New Orleans area. Within the red, you're looking at high impacts, very strong winds, hurricane force winds, potentially major hurricane force wind gusts near the coastline. Very heavy rainfall that we just depicted in the previous image. You're looking at 10 to 15, potentially as high as 20 inches of rain. As you get more into the orange area, moderate impacts. Obviously, very heavy rain still is an issue. People in this area, know what these impacts are from storms that come up that hit the central Gulf Coast and move inland. Winds will not be as strong, but can still potentially lead to power outages and down trees. And then as you get in the green areas, look for potentially heavy rains, potentially flooding rains in some areas. Flash flooding is always an issue. If we go to this image real quick, here are the tracks that we saw from hurricanes last year. Here's Laura. We have Zeta, Delta, Cristobal, and Mario. All of these storms impacted this exact area that we're going to be seeing potentially impacted later this weekend. So if you have interests in these areas, again, commercial or personal, if you are a turf grass manager, a superintendent of a golf course in this area, please, start heeding the warnings. This is going to be a system that significantly intensifies over the next 3 days and could lead to potentially a lot of damage. So take the proper precautions. Be safe. We will continue to update this system daily and potentially multiple times a day. And you can find us at t3.golf. You can find us on Twitter, Turf Threat Tracker. So please heed the warnings and begin to take the necessary precautions for these areas. Thank you for tuning in.